the faces and the voices and the rest of it. I wake up and call in sick to work because some days the faces and the voices and the rest of it are just a bit too much to face, and time is needed just to stare at walls or to get righteously drunk or do nothing at all, which seems to be a dying art in a dying world. It is a Sunday afternoon and I walk along Geary Boulevard until I find a bar that has no name, just a doorway to a darkened little room, an escape hatch from the day. I duck in there and the bartender is kind. I order a beer and she gives me that and a shot of something else on the house. I look up at the television screen and see the city of New Orleans underwater. And a voice says, "Hey Elvis." I turn my head and at the end of the bar, a blonde woman, old enough to be my mother, flashes her tits. I smile weakly and buy her a beer, glad to have found a new place to hide. So here's to you, Bill. And this first song is about the Tenderloin. It's called The Choir of Saturday Night. We sang in the choir of Saturday night, while the lady lamp lights lanterns at our feet. We drank unaware of the morning light, and we loved unrelentingly. But you who are stronger did not buckle at the knees. Tell the days and nights to be longer, so time would stop chasing me. Stumbling down the street, crawling up the stairs to the church, winding through the spire to kneel before the choir Saturday night. And we waited in lines, the stain of wine covering our teeth. In the hours of last call, the police hosing us up off the street. Sometimes I think of you, the person who you could have been, if we could speak. Stumbling down the street, crawling up the stairs to the church, winding through the spire to kneel before the choir of Saturday night. You who are stronger did not while away the time. Won't you show me a method? 'Cause I'm running out of rhyme. And I won't be angry, no, I won't complain. If all that's left is a memory, if only the scars remain. And last dance, 2 a.m., the party lights turn a darker tone. If you peculiar feeling. In a crowded room I am alone. Just one more cab and I'll be home. Stumbling down the street, crawling up the stairs to the church, winding through the spire to kneel before the choir of Saturday night. So being here tonight just reminds me of how amazing and deep and long-standing the literary and musical tradition and community of the city is. And it's a really amazing thing, and I hope we all don't take it for granted. As I'm sure, since you're here, you're not doing that. This next song, my godmother is one of my teachers in life. She had a teacher, a monk, who used to tell her that one of the things that she should think about often is to be mindful of what she says in front of others and be mindful of her thoughts when she's not with them or with anybody. And I came across a song that said something similar, and it said something to the effect of, "Lord, keep a guard at the gate of my mouth, so that he may watch over what passes through my lips." And so I wrote this song inspired by that notion. Guard at the gate of my mouth, lips hand stitched together like a homemade doll, house all of my grievances in a soundproof wall. I keep guard at the gate of my mouth. Oh, Clarissa locked up in the tower, what do you know that the others don't? I could follow you down, dear, but you know that I won't. Keep guard gate of my mouth. Or what is this dusty constellation? A mirage of alphabets sway and stay bread. The nearer to love, dear, the nearer to death. Keep a guard at the gate of my mouth. My heart races, heavy-hipped woman. Would you make me a pallet upon your floor and lie beside me while the thunder roars? Keep a guard at the gate of my mouth. Made only to make one single gamble, I would lay down my cards if it was you at St. James. Together we will go back from wherever we came. Keep a guard at the gate of my mouth. So fearful, sickened and trembling, so unimpressive naked when a cat snatched your tongue, so slack and full of spirit when the emptiness comes. Keep a guard at the gate of my mouth. Keep a guard at the gate of my mouth. Keep a guard at the gate of my mouth. So I just have one more song for you. about my father, and it's about the Hungarian Revolution. I like to think of this as my retelling of his story. Cross the river in the middle of the night, with my brother standing beside. I have left and never returned to the country where my father died. We were running to make a decision. We were running to make up our minds about the kind of world we would live in on the other side of the line. And the soldiers arrived in their green suits, and the soldiers arrived in red. We did not speak until spoken to, and we waited in line for our bread. And the bodies lay stacked on each other, but the bodies lay clear by the bombs that cut a hole in the middle of our bed, that burned right to the ground, our own homes. Marriage was made for survival. Love was made for the fools who could afford the cost of their visions, who knew only the cruelty of words. There's a scar buried deep in my forehead from the metal displaced by the bombs that cut a hole in the middle of our bed and burned right to the ground, our own homes. And I do not believe in your order, and I do not believe in your state that would lie just to keep on existing, that would roast you alive at the stake. So I will not return to that country. Though I can, I don't think I will go. I've been lashed by the tongue that was given me, and I do not want for a home. In my sleep I still dream I'm a denizen, that I've come to this place for no reason. Though I speak in a language that's different, and I shout, nobody ever will listen. Cross the river in the middle of the night, with my brother standing beside. I have left and never returned to the country where my father died. We were running to make a decision. We were running to make up our minds about the kind of world we would live in on the other side of